how do I protect my business from liability? Outside of having well-written policies, procedures, terms and conditions, what else can a business do to protect itself from a claim of liability?
There are a couple of answers to it, but the most important is probably insurance. Every business, no matter what you're doing, should have insurance of some sort, at the very minimum, general liability policies, especially if you're in the labor industry or you sell products of some sort. You need to have an insurance policy that covers your business if someone's injured by your product or one of your employees is injured on the job that's outside of the workers' compensation system for some reason. But you need to have a policy that protects your business. And even in the event that there's a judgment against you, you go to court and you lose, for example, maybe there's a judgment against you for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you don't have insurance, that's out of your pocket. If you do have insurance, the likelihood is that insurance is paying for it. So it's a tremendous weight off your shoulders if you have the right insurance in place. And there's different kinds of coverage you can get for EPLI that covers your executives and the decisions they make, directors and officers, vehicle policies if you have vehicles that operate for your business, workers' compensation, obviously you have to have if you have any employees at all. And the sort of caveat that a lot of our clients face in particular are wage and hour claims, where that's an allegation where you haven't paid your employees appropriately. You either didn't pay them for meals or breaks, or you didn't pay them for overtime appropriately or sick time or whatever the case may be. You underpaid them somehow. Most insurance does not cover that because insurance considers that an intentional wrong, and almost no insurance policy covers any kind of intentional wrong. So for example, if you have a general liability policy, but one of your employees gets into an argument with a customer and beats them up, it's likely not going to be covered because that's an intentional battery. Now, there might be some workarounds to some of that, but it's important when those kinds of problems arise, involve your lawyers right away. And we will work with your insurance adjuster to make sure that you have the kind of legal protection in place even after the insurance coverage decision has been made, so that you can make the best decisions you can as a business.
It's actually also very important that when a business is out looking for a policy, they should actually incorporate their attorney in the process of binding insurance. When they're out in the marketplace with their broker, it's important that we're part of this trusted advisory team, that we have some say in the matter, because many times an insurance company or an insurance broker may look at a policy and say, we think this is going to cover you appropriately, but we have the ability to look at an insurance policy from a legal standpoint and say, you have some significant holes in your protection here, and we need to make sure that we're fixing those now, because it's better to know up front when you're getting the policy rather than waiting until a problem arises and then the insurance company comes back and says, no, there is no coverage because of this particular exclusion.
There are plenty of insurance brokers out there who are great at their jobs. They've worked in the particular industries for years, and they know what kind of insurance does cover certain kinds of issues. And that's great if they do. But involving your legal team to actually read the policy is going to be really helpful, because insurance brokers are not lawyers, and they don't litigate cases when there's a problem. They only shoot it up to some adjuster in the insurance company after you've already paid your premium. So they're not going to help you any further once you've paid for the policy. That's where your lawyer is going to jump in. So if you can involve your lawyer from the beginning to make sure the policy does in fact cover what you need it to cover, it's only going to help you. And if you have to spend a few dollars in the front to do that, it's going to save you a lot of dollars in the end.